I want to round working time to the nearest multiply of 15 minutes. And when we are rounding in Excel, in most cases, when we go to the middle, so we reach the middle point, we are starting to rounding up. So in case of multiply of 15 minutes, the middle is 7.5 minutes. So how to round time in Excel? It's simple. We can just use MROUND function, give her number, so time, and then write multiply. Write multiply as a time, but we have to write it double quotes. And in those cases, two first digits correspond to hours, then we have minutes, and when we don't need seconds, we just don't write them, but when we do, we could add them here, and the result will be, for this example, because I just add zeros, will be the same. So let's check our times. So because here we didn't reach middle point, we have more than just 6.5 minutes. We are still going down. We are rounding down. Here also rounding down. Here also. Still, we are near the middle point, but we haven't reached it. So we are going down. Here we reached this middle point, and we are starting to rounding up, and here we have exactly the multiply, so we are just rounding to it. And because here we didn't reach next middle point, we are still rounding down. So we have to remember about this middle point, and when we are rounding up and when we are rounding down. But sometimes we always want to round down. So for example, I'm an employer, I want to pay as less to my employees as possible, so I want to round down. Always round down about this 15 minutes. So I can use, instead of MROUND function, floor function. Here also give numbers of my time, and the next argument significance, it's the same as the multiply in MROUND function. So the time in double quotes. And because we are rounding down, we are here always rounding down. Even when we reach this half, this middle point, we're still rounding down. Even when we are really close to this, to the next multiply, we're still rounding down. And when we pass this next multiply, we then start still rounding down, but to the next multiply. In case when we want to round up, so I want to be good to my employees, I can use ceiling function instead, and the arguments are the same, number, so time, and significance, so our multiply 15 minutes. And here I go just 1 second over the previous multiply, but I still rounding up. So we are rounding up still. When we just pass the next multiply, so in this case it's 7 hours 15 minutes, just a tiny bit. So in this case it's 100 of a second, and we are going up because we passed the next multiply. So here, in case of ceiling function, we are always going up, rounding up. In case of floor, we are always rounding down, and in case of MROUND, we are rounding to the nearest multiply, and the most important is this middle point. So we can of course write different times, just write it properly in the second argument of those function.